Okay, I just wanted to make sure we got to hear that song out. I am okay. They didn't remember the picks. That's what happened. I was like, normally I have to end the song early because we have a game to begin. They did have Doom, by the way. Mike is a big liar. I don't know. They, I think, replaced Clairvoyance with someone, but I'm not 100% sure who it is because I'm not hip and cool, and I'm not allowed to all chat. So I'll see if I can ask the admin. And sorry about the typing, everyone. I know it's really loud for you. Sorry again. Let's quickly do a go around and introduce the players, what they're on, all of this business. We've got Monkeys Forever on his Bat Rider. He's well known to be pretty good at this hero, just a little bit. We've got Whitebeard playing up that Wyvern. Spectre's going to be played up by Jo. Fluff and Stuff is playing that Spirit Breaker. And Doom Man going to be played up by Moo. I haven't seen Moo's Doom. I'm used to seeing Doom run in a dual lane off lane, just because it feels like he's not quite strong enough to solo off lane. But it really depends on what this tri-lane is for Mischief, which is a very flat-looking IX mic face. I feel like the dimensions are wrong on this image. His head looks a little squished. So Fun is Clairvoyance. And I don't know who True Loyalty is. But that is not important. Let's quickly introduce them. Oh, we have some action. We were actually taking a bit of harass. He wants the rune. That's maybe a bit greedy. And he's not going to wait for it, realizing that he won't have Sakuchi for long enough. We've got True Loyalty on Weaver. I'm asking the admin who True Loyalty is. I'm not sure if it's Ush or someone. We've got Kiko on that Ancient Apparition, my favorite hero. IX Mike's going to be playing that Ursa off lane, but, you know, running him in the safe lane. Apparently Fun is Clairvoyance and True Loyalty is Clairvoyance, according to the admin, so we will never know, kids. Witch Doctor being played up by Fun, who's going to give Moo a little bit of harass. SF is going to be who I swear played support for them last time I casted them, so I'm really confused about Mischief. But I probably was remembering wrong, and not too important, and I've probably forgotten someone in my confusion, but that's okay, they just don't get introduced. Having a look around, looks like SF starting out okay, but we'll see how this lane goes as Sticky Napalm stacks up. And looks like Weaver trying to do some good damage, but True Loyalty taking a lot of harass on the back, only level 1, not getting that Geminate attack off. But I think this tri-lane, it's actually super interesting. I feel like this Spirit Breaker should be able to ensure an easy kill on the mid SF, but of course he's actually already level 2. I think that's all you need to go in and slay with enough sticky napalm stacks. But it feels like, oh goodness, already 3 up on Sunbee. You can see he's having a lot of trouble. Although still getting decent last hits. And Doom, this is what I'm talking about. He has 1 damage item. He does 65 damage per hit. This guy, he hits like a truck, and of course has that Scorched Earth to keep him alive. He's gonna... This lane will be sort of tied, but I think eventually... Oh goodness. I need to fix my setting. Sorry, folks. We will not miss a kill. We're gonna miss a kill. I was playing some Dota yesterday, and I did the unthinkable. So there we go. No more edge pan on. I think that Moo should eventually just win this lane. Oh, there's gonna be a fissure out though. Moo taking a lot of damage from the creeps. Do they have the coconuts? They need 3 more auto attacks, but we missed Boast Blood elsewhere. But Moo does fall. It looks like AA went down in the bottom lane as well while all of that was happening. So... yeah, and Yawar is no longer on this lineups. So, yeah, a nice little exchange for both teams, but of course the first blood going to Archon, and it's actually nice to get it on the Wyvern. As you can see, already has those boots up. Arctic Burn is such a pain, and you can, of course, with boots, get it off. See, this is the range of this spell. Okay, it's not actually showing up. Excellent, I like it. I thought it was going to show a range. It's got a super long range. I think it's 800. So it's going to give you very easy to hit people. And they go down with the Arctic Bone slow on them if you have any sort of follow-up. So Meantime, Monkeys Forever gonna be throwing out a Flame Break. Is this the chance? 5 stacks up. You can see Sunbee is melting. He uses a raise. He might actually get the return kill. And Shadow Fiend does, but he went down first, and that is a win for Monkeys Forever. So, gotta be content with that. And now, Fun, what are you doing? Yeah, you've got a creep wave, but where's the charge? No more mana. Looks like Fluff and Stuff charged to get up here. At the same... Yeah, we can see a definite lead for Sunbee. Not Sunbee, for Monkeys Forever. And this will just repeatedly happen if Sunbee is at all out of position with that SF. He's going to take up stacks, he's going to lose his life. So, keeping an eye on here. Additionally, because of how Mischief has chosen to run these lanes, if the stacking keeps occurring, IX Mike might be in trouble in that top lane, although we did see him just give Doom a bit of a run for his money. But as the Doom gets stronger in there's not much IX Mike on an Earthshaker can do against Doom.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Although if he gets off a lucky Echo Slam, could be something funky. So, True Loyalty going to be working on his last hitting. It looks like Spectre and SF topping that that last hitting chart, but we can see Monkeys Forever isn't too far behind. That first kill helping him out. And we have a rotation, we have a charge even. Wyvern's coming in for the Arctic Bone. They don't have vision of this, they have no idea. While the Witch Doctor is coming in, they cancelled the charge on Sunbee. I think a bit of a mistake. And actually Wyvern and, oh, they're not smoked up, but it looks like SF, he is going ham. He doesn't have much though. There comes the, oh, there's gonna be a second raise, that's enough. Sunbee actually gets off all 3 raises, and they wished they were there for support in the mid lane. The coconuts from Fun being more than enough to set up double raises. And actually, if you're not careful, Fluff and Stuff, you'll take one to the face too. You may be tanky with all of that armor. Doom comes in on Moo. Not quite sure what that was about, but you may be tanky with all of that armor as a Spirit Breaker, but there's not a lot you can do. And now they're going for the charge. They need bashes as well. They need some sort of dust. Fluff, he doesn't pop his dust. I feel like if he had popped his dust and they had thrown a Spectral Dagger, they certainly could have gotten some sort of work done. But they still get True Loyalty pretty low. And that, as they say, will be that. This game, already a kill per minute, which is always nice. Oh, always nice to start with your kill per minute. Now, Monkeys, he can also do stacks. He's just not as fast, I would argue, as an SF, but it's still good, and I think he really does have easier pick-off or easier kill potential than an SF does. I mean, yes, Blink SF is quite mobile and will be able to chase people down. Not sure if this is going to be the build for Sunbee. Although it is... Do they have another mech carrier? He probably has to build up mech for their team. It's not the worst build. It certainly allows your team to fight super early. But against a Spectre and a Doom, it does feel like that right-click SF is going to be much more powerful, giving you guys the damage you need. Although perhaps Mischief's lineup is just, we're going to push so early that we don't have to worry about the Spectre coming online. Moo. Rocking those boots. IX Mike gonna give him a little bit of the slam, maybe thinking about giving him the enchant totem. I've seen a number of different offlane Earthshaker builds, and I really do like the max enchant totem because you get a lot of work done in lane. You just damage them so much with that 400% crit. But odds of you getting it off effectively are really low. And look at this jungle. Holy cow. They are doing work on Archon. SF had a few stacks as well, which he's now going off to take, but nothing like what's happening in the Radiant jungle. And Doom needs to be careful. IX Mike goes in for the fissure. He has an enchant totem, but it's out of range. I think he needed the Echo Slam there. Not many creeps around, but probably worth it to get the stun off and have AA come in and help. But IX Mike deciding against it. So, and while Monkeys Forever is in the jungle, he's going to be probably rushing a Blink Dagger. He's already got boots, you can see. He's got 4 stacks up. He's going to go to another creep camp. Look at these creeps die. And Spectre even doing this double stacked baby camp. I don't know if I like that exactly. On top we have a charge. It looks like IX Mike's going to be taking that. They're going for it. Where is Doom? He doesn't have Doom yet. So, just kind of charging in, throwing some harass, walking through ice vortexes. It is going to take a fissure to the face. But that's not something to super worry about. Monkeys Forever, 200 gold from his Blink Dagger. This is scary. It's something where once the Bat active, he will make so much space for the Spectre, and they have a Doom to boot. There's just a lot of good early team fight. Oh, did he get blocked off one raise? Where's raise number 2? Sunbee. Actually, the charge fluff and stuff, I think if you chose somebody else, you might have gotten away, maybe charging a different lane, but isn't able to go for it. So a fantastic kill for Sunbee again with that DD. I know he would have had to run by the SF, but I think if maybe he charged bottom lane, if he could have gotten the stun on the charge off on SF, he could have escaped to another lane. But I know it's always hard. You panic when you're there. It's hard to find somewhere else on the map to click to charge. So now we do have a charge coming out again onto the A, but they need massive backup. They don't have a TP, but Wyvern is coming up. Not sure if they'll get there in time, and the charge is probably cancelled. Yeah. A little bit unfortunate there, but Archon going to be okay, a little bit behind here, but it's not awful. Something I want to discuss, actually, even is... No, Jo was TPing home. I'm really surprised by that. Monkeys Forever does have his Blink Dagger, so this is... Oh, the Fissure gets him. There's going to be a Spectral Haunt. That's why he went home, to heal up. Can they get off? Oh, they Flame Break him back. They're not even going to bother to use the Lasso. They know they have enough with these sticky Napalm stacks, but there are heroes in the backline. Doom comes out. The Weaver, he can't do Sakuchi anymore. They just need to find him. Monkeys Forever, use your Blink Lasso. He's not going in for it, though. I think worried something will kill him. He needs to do the jump. I'm really surprised that they're not. He's trying to get up Napalm stacks, I suppose. Seeing if he can amp that damage, and True Loyalty, oh, he's gonna Sakuchi away. A mistake. The coconuts actually don't bounce that well, and Fun will go down. Can they catch anybody else? Batrider, he needs to blink. They've killed off 3, and they can't quite catch the Weaver. I'm a little bit surprised by Monkeys Forever. He's gonna keep trying to go for it, but Sakuchi coming out. I think he held the lasso for so long. It's not a huge long cooldown. It's kind of like, I know it's 90 seconds, but you may as well use it. Like,
Dire's top tower.
use it or it goes off of cooldown, and then it's like, you lose it. And once again, sorry for the desk bumping. I do have a chair coming. I currently sit on a yoga ball when I cast, and also solo casting, I have less opportunities to mute my mic and wiggle. I'm a wiggler. Sunbee. Working on that Sanj and Yasha, again, this is the build I prefer. If he goes straight into Helm of the Dominator just to accelerate his farm, I really like it. I think, as we talked about, mech great, but get your farm on. And it's actually something, Earthshaker isn't going to do it, but I've seen mech, Guardian Greaves, Earthshaker before. Shadow Fiend just... What were you doing there, Wyvern? I don't even know what was going down and up top. We have an engagement. Doom, he's taking a Maledict. It should be only level 1, though. Yeah, looking over at Witch Doctor's skill build, he is not going to get as much damage on that Doom as you want. So, Maledict, not going to hurt. And things, again, we've tied up the kill score. Net worth still a little bit in favor of Mischief. This is just because they've got an SF who is farming very well. We can see that net worth difference, pretty much SF's net worth lead over Monkeys Forever. And they do manage to take bottom tower. Again, a fantastic start for Mischief. I say awkwardly because Weaver doesn't have boots. He's actually picked up the belt of strength treads component before anything else. I think they stole Monkeys Forever there. They're pinging him out. The Fissure gonna disable his blink. Can he go in still? The blink range isn't long enough to catch them over there. 1,200 units probably about to hear. So, and while Monkeys Forever is failing to get a kill up there, they're just gonna push another tower. Spectre, she's not online yet. She can't heal do anything against this. And True Loyalty gonna do a lot of damage to her. Even puts the bugs on for some minus armor. While it's not a... Oh, Monkeys Forever, is he gonna go in? Can he catch someone here? Flame breaking back Sunbee. Lasso, there it is. Gonna drag him back into their team with the Dune. Sunbee is very dead. Can True Loyalty get the deny, though? That is a question of no. He wants nothing to do with this team fight. So a fantastic pickoff. Dominating streak, plus top of the net worth. I wouldn't be surprised if this is, yeah, about 1,000 gold. So, well played. I wanted to talk a little bit, though, about Weaver and Spirit Breaker goes down to Witch Doctor. Still no Death Ward. We've got a lot of heroes searching for their ultimates. This is what we talked about with folks like AA. Probably going to be a 14-minute ultimate. So, it's unfortunate. Now, we have the makings of a minus armor strat. Presence of the Dark Lord and the Swarm both give some minus armor, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. So it's something where it's kind of like a free AC, but someone on their team, probably if it goes late enough, one of the supports will build up an AC. It just really depends on skill builds. So, and Weaver here, a lot of the times we've seen Weavers rush Lincolns. It's not uncommon, but it's something where the trade-off is that as a Weaver, you don't get any gold by going Lincolns. Sorry, you don't get any damage by going Lincolns, and you're also a hero that doesn't farm particularly well. Yes, Sakushi is AoE damage, but it's not exactly a farming tool. So we've seen Weavers also rush a Midas, but Lincolns means no damage, and Midas means really no extra damage since attack speed doesn't help you with that Geminate attack. And odd motions up top. I'm not sure if they want to smoke. There's no smoke on any of these heroes. Just jungling together. Happens to the best of us. So, but a Lincoln's for the Weaver here seems pretty good. You can block a lot of good spells, even if... Oh, let's see if they can do anything here. Wyvern poking his head out. Monkeys Forever is a bit too far behind on that bat, and Weaver's going to get out. Even if you block one of the small spells with your Lincolns, like the Splinter Blast, like the Level Death, it works out for you because it gives you the time to pop that Sakuchi and get away. Yeah, Archon's going to be holding dust, but if they initiate on you, sometimes, unfortunately, like we can see what Batright is rocking right now, we do see that the initiators don't carry around dust just because they're getting so much gold. So the supports need to be there. If you can Sakuchi away as the Weaver, it works out for you. Speaking of item pickups, Monkeys Forever. Blink Dagger and 4-star 14 minutes in. While the SF has more lost hits and denies, Monkeys Forever is doing fantastic on that hero. And JO's going a build I haven't seen too much. I don't think it's going to be the Mask of Madness. Morbid Mask. Sorry, I don't think it's going to be the Mask of Madness build. I think he just got the Morbid Mask to ensure he can farm that jungle a little bit easier and prolong this game until he comes online. Doombringer has built up, is going the Guardian Greaves build. He may or may not finish this against an AA. He will probably finish it when he needs the slot. Don't know if he'll go it super early. There's not a lot that it purges off here, and he might want a blink first so that if he's in these positions, he could start with some initiation for his team. And of course, Whitebeard and Fluff and Stuff on the Spirit Breaker, they're poor. It looks like Fluff and Stuff is going for a Midas though. I really like this. I think Spirit Breaker is a hero who can potentially buy a lot of items, and oh, I think they found Doom Man. He's taking the Death Ward. What were you doing, Moo? He overstayed his welcome. They found him. I'm not quite sure whether he poked his head out, but they found him with the Ice Vortexes. That of course gives vision. And this AA, interesting build, no points into Cold Feet, probably deciding that their team just needs to run them down, or saying that Ice Vortex with the magic amp, with their razors, with their fissures is going to be more valuable. So can they hold without their Doom? It's going to be hard. Monkey's looking for something good. There's going to be a charge coming out onto the backlines on Fun. Where is the Batrider? He pulls on IX Mike. What a great play. Sunbee being brought down by the Winter's Curse, but now Fluff and Stuff on the wrong side of a fissure. Explosions from Sunbee, and that Requiem of the Souls gets him a kill. Now there's going to be an AA blow. Whitebeard, that's the problem with the Cold Embrace. He goes down. The Doom is back up, and it's on True Loyalty, but he isn't going to take any damage, and a 2-for-1. And Spectre has to go back to base. A very good fight for Mischief. Breaking down some of... Oh, they're going back in. Spectre! Oh no, Shadow Fiend, he has a Blink Dagger. He's going, but he misses both of those raises. Facing the wrong way off to the Blink or something. Moo taking quite a bit of damage. I don't know if they have the follow-up. And it looks like Monkeys Forever is doing Batrider things. He's got Sticky Napalms. Gonna take a raise. There's gonna be a charge. True Loyalty actually in a really bad position. He should know there's a sentry there because he took a tower hit. They should be able to kill a Fun. The coconuts are bouncing, but Flame Break Dart will pick him off. And with this charge still going, can Monkeys Forever get in range of Sunbee to do something here? He does have 2 raises, but Fluff and Stuff, he's tanky right now. Sticky Napalm stacks are about to be coming out on Monkeys. They're doing it. They have the Invis on True Loyalty as well. Sunbee getting run down. Oh, while the Splinter Blast does do the work. Oh, an AA plus Fluff and Stuff is... Oh, he didn't get hit by the Frostbite. He's not going to pop. But if IX Mike has anything to say about this with his Blink Dagger, there's a Cold Embrace. Fluff and Stuff just in the middle of the lane, and because Fissure was on cooldown, they couldn't do anything on Mischief. Well played. I was going to say the Flame Break was a little bit off the mark in that it didn't quite push people back, but a nice amount of return kills for Archon, and considering that your Doom had to buy back, I think that ends up being a good fight. And suddenly Spectre, only 1,200 gold away from her Relic. So, good farm popping up on her. And Jo, he's having a lot of space made for him. Although they had to use the buyback, Archon definitely getting the better of the second team fight there, killing off the SF again because he's so far ahead. Well worth it. And as we've talked about, there is a lot. There's a timer for Mischief. So if they don't hit their timings, they're goners. They have to push and win this game early. Or Spectre takes over the game. And not just Spectre takes over the game, they have SF and Weaver as their two cores. Earthshaker is also one of the cores, the way that Mischief is running it, but he doesn't do a whole lot of damage, although he might be a Doom target. But Doom could just Doom the Weaver or the SF, and they're not in it anymore, the game. Like, they just have to back out or they die to Doom. So, teamfight will be very easily shut down on Mischief's side. And we have Invis Wyvern. By Invis, I'm pretty sure that was actually a smoke. Here they come, they're going on Sunbee, catching him out again. This is gonna just be a very dead, slow, eventual explosions of gold and requiem of souls. But not good enough. Now, I think to itemize around this, AA actually decides to skip the Midas. It's what I'm more used to on the hero, just because it gives you levels and some sure farm. But he's going to go try to rush a straight Ags. I think the Midas actually accelerates your farm generally more, since especially, look here, he's not getting any lost hits. He's just sitting way back. He could instead be Midasing creeps, but maybe he got a lot of gold in an engagement and decided to buy out before he died. So you can certainly buy out the point booster if the courier happens to be at the secret shop, more than you can sometimes buy out the cost of a Midas. But we got some grouping up action, and Wyvern may be the target of all of their hatred if Whitebeard isn't careful here. Just throws out a casual D-push Splinter Blast. Spectre, 300 gold from the relic. Once you have the relic, finishing the Radiance is still a big amount of gold, you know, that 375, I think might be 425 now. Let me double check as if I know things. 350, okay. So it still costs quite a bit, but you can generally reliably finish it once you have the relic, and your farm accelerates because of the mass damage you have. So Sunbee just going to be working with true loyalty on this Roshan. This is what we talked about. The bug does minus armor. The presence of the Dark Lord, because he is level 13, is almost maxed. They should get this easily. Sunbee's farm has been seriously hurt. He's at 500 gold a minute, but he was doing much better earlier, and because of all these deaths, he's lost out on a lot of gold that he should normally be able to get and put into items. And going the Blink Dagger, while I like it for chasing down these kills, it's getting to the point where Spectre is going to have the relic in about 5 more Radiance in 5 more minutes, and you no longer get to utilize those blinks if Spectre decides to initiate or start the fight with the ultimate. So, looking like Mischief may have missed their timing window, but again, one big team fight. They wipe them, they can take objectives super easily, they hit like trucks. Doom, working on the Vladimirs, actually has it finished, I'm pretty sure, and is going to escape here. This utility Doom is super interesting to me. A lot of folks really like the Aghanims upgrade on a Doom, but it seems like a lot of the pro players just kind of ignoring that, preferring this utility build, maybe getting a blink. They use the ult instead of being as that ult which kills people, which it used to be, where you can run them down and kill them. A lot of people seem to just be doing it for the lockdown, you know, just 15-second silence. 15-second silence and you can use no items. What a thing. So, and Spectre, she's picked up her Radiance, needs another 1,000 gold. Sorry, for the relic. Has picked up the relic, needs another 1,000 gold for the Radiance. And we'll see if they can do anything. How is True Loyalty's progress on... Yeah, he's getting close to the Lincolns, but it's still not here. His farm is not so good. Being out-farmed by Doom, I think the Midas might have served him a little bit better on Weaver, but what is done, and catch-up Midas feeling like it's too late for that. A small gold lead on Archon, but the experience really tells the tale. Experience almost more important at this point because it means that Archon has better ultimates, and while they aren't quite on level 2 ultimates for their supports yet, it's still something where it gets painful. Shortly they will have level 2 ults on their supports for Archon, and they won't have this on Mischief. It makes taking teamfights much harder because of course Death Ward is fantastic, as is AA Blast level 2. And Monkeys has gone the bots build. This is just more space creation. He can be all over the map, ganking you. Now, we've already talked a little bit about how Mischief, it feels like they're a bit behind. They do have the Aegis. I think Aegis is always a good opportunity. It's probably that Archon won't fight them until they have the Radiance up. And if you can push down some tier 2s, well use that Aegis, you can maybe be in a good position for the next Aegis to siege high ground. I think though Sunby has to take towers, exactly what he's doing, standing up in the front line, take the tower and try to bait out those big spells. They won't fall for it on Archon, I believe. They're too experienced of a team, but I think your only hope is saying, hey, look, we take your towers or you use big spells to take me down and you waste them on an Aegis. And they might just be able to get a bunch of free tier 2s with this, but it looks like Sunby and the rest of his team thinking about going for high ground, they back out. So probably just going to do the same exact type of push in mid and top, but the relic, the radiance has been the relic has been turned into a radiance, and it is here, guys. Timing window for Mischief is getting smaller and smaller. Now, Spectre, you know, she's still rocking 1200 health. She's not a tank. She can be killed in these team fights. Maybe she haunts into an AA blast. It's not easy still, but the Radiance does a lot of work here. It really does stop the initiation of Mischief coming from IX Mike, who we've seen. He's playing all the way back. He's actually building, he'll play like here if there's an engagement going on here. And he also is building up a 4-staff, realizing very quickly that with the Relic being almost up, he's not going to get those initiations he so desperately desires. And Bat Rider already has a gem. What time did they buy this? Yeah, they just purchased up this gem. So it's a very valuable pickup. They should get some good dewarding on for Archon. At the same time, if they lose it, ugh, it's gonna suck. But I don't know if Mischief has the power. Bat Rider with a 4-staff, with a blink, he's able to escape very easily. And also, bots make you super lickety-split. So... and with only 1 more minute on this Aegis, I don't think Mischief wants to roll the dice on it. Now, in this interim, I think even though the Radiance is up on Spectre, you can do things to shut her down. You can go, oh, we have an engagement on IX Mike, he's gonna take an AA block. No, it's gonna be off the mark, so IX Mike has no backup. He uses the Echo Slam, but they're killing off all of these heroes for the Dire. IX Mike is so low, Spectre's in. Oh, nice Winter's Curse, and that is the Aegis. And while they've got it down, he's the only one alive. Weaver, what can you do? Not enough damage. There's a Winter's Curse. There's gonna be a Doom onto Weaver. Does manage to kill off the Wyvern, but that is not enough. And with the mech, it looks like Doom. No, Moo might take quite a bit of damage here. Doesn't naturally have a lot. Oh, the Death Ward comes out. But that was a buyback, I believe, on Fun. Yeah, had to buy back for that. And while they do get some of the turnarounds, it is still a 4 for 3. So not a good team fight for Mischief, we can see, because of that buyback and because of how much gold lost on the Witch Doctor. Not favorable. And they... oh. That's fantastic. I don't know who got the courier. Blade. So. And yeah, it's just, again, a good team fight for Archon, and they didn't lose the Spectre, I believe, there. Yeah, she still hasn't died, so J.O.'s having a great time farming. He's working towards a heart. He might go Vitality Booster and then build up a Manta. It's not uncommon to see. He might go straight into a heart. I'm not quite sure exactly which lifesteal he wants. The team does already have a Vladimir's offering, so I don't know if this lifesteal he's maybe gonna ditch it just because a Satanic against an AA... I mean, it's still fantastic. Let's say you don't get hit by the blast, but what are your odds? Although with Haunt, you can dodge it when you see it coming. So maybe your odds are fantastic. But Mischief actually does bring the net worth back a little bit there, but you can see this experience still super in favor of Archon. And again, level 2 ultimates up on these supports. So A is way behind. Over halfway to the Ags though. So the Aghanim's upgrade makes it lost for 17 seconds. I was gonna say 18. So 17 seconds on an AA, Aghanim's Ice Blast. It just means that if the team fights do go longer, if Mischief can take a favorable one that maybe lost for longer than, you know, that one where they lost 4 in the blink of an eye, they will win in the end. And I don't know what's happening down here. We're looking for a gank, but Weaver is not falling for your shenanigans. Archon. The gem here, of course, fantastic against Weaver. Neglected to mention that, just talked about the de-warding properties. It means that if Monkeys Forever tries to do the jump on Weaver and he starts to Sakuchi away, possible to hit him with that Flaming Lasso. Even though, okay, so you see here, you can see the range for it. I'm pretty sure it's a bit bigger because we've seen it further away, or maybe it just visually looks larger. That happens in Dota quite a bit. So you do have to be close up, but I think it's just you have to be close up when you cast it, and it might be some sort of visual bug. Words. Shadow Fiend has a Linken's up. I like this. We've talked about already how the Linken's could be powerful here. It does feel like he needs more damage, and then maybe even a BKB just so they can fight. But looks like they're going to take Ancients and smoke up for Mischief, and this is what we've been talking about. You got to do what you got to do, and it feels like smoke is the name of the game. Oh, Witch Doctor rocking a point boost. Witch Doctor not so much, because I think a Glimmer Cape is really fantastic on him, especially up against this Archon lineup, but I really do think there are a lot of supports who are served by going Midas. You don't have another item that you buy up that's good. You're not a Blink Dagger hero, and Witch Doctor, you also need to rush that Aghanim Scepter. It's so good on Witch Doctor. The patch made the Witch Doctor's Ags upgrade better, because it took away the free bounces at level 3 of the Witch Doctor ult. So, 6.85. Aghanims even better by nerfing their base spells. Sunby, what are you doing with the link? It's popped by the 4-star. They've also got a Haunt coming out, and Sunby, he is deep in no man's land with no backup. His team starts to come in, but immediately True Loyalty realizing it's a bad idea, and oh gosh, Spun gets bashed back by the Nether Strike. Coconut bounces though, maybe saving his life, and a fissure from IX Mike, but Monkeys ready to go in again. At the very least, gonna slow people with that sticky napalm. They're gonna immediately de-ward your ward. Fun trying to get something done. I think he's cut off here, and he's gonna go down, and yeah, just the slow, inevitable downage. SF wants to fight again, knowing that a lot of these big ults are down. Can they do anything? Blast's gonna be completely off the mark. Here comes the charge. He actually cancels it. They should at least be able to get the Doom. He takes a long time to go down though. That guy is tanky. And a buyback for a return kill on the Doom. They were hoping for so much more on Mischief. That is not enough. So.
Dire's middle tower.
Oof. It feels like the slow suffocation of Mischief's lineup. Oh gosh, what did I miss? Spectre goes down. IX Mike probably made a huge play as I was checking out the net worth chart. But Monkeys Forever, he has grabbed True Loyalty, and that Weaver is going to be very dead. Winter's Curse? Time Lapse was on cooldown either way, so. But yeah, it looks like IX Mike killed off Spectre with an Echo Slam, was probably just farming in the creep wave a little bit low, and well played to you. It actually should be favorable for Mischief because of how farmed the Spectre is. Somehow still behind the Shadow Fiend with all of his deaths. Wow. So.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
As I was saying, I don't think that there is... Oh gosh, they're going in on the SF. He's gonna go down again, Sunby. They can pop his Lincolns. He's going for the Requiem of Souls. Can he get it off? No more bashes. Maybe he can kill off Fluff and stuff here. He needs to get in range for the other raises, but it's hard with his turn radius nerf. Heal someone, and he actually gets it. But it was all to the fact that Gem is on the deck, though. If they can kill off Fluff and stuff, they get a gem for themselves on Mischief. They just need to find him. In comes the Spectre, though. Who is she going in on? And the charge onto Fun. IX Mike realizing he needs to blink out. But the Death Ward! The gem is on the deck again. IX Mike blinking over to the side. He needs a fissure. 3 seconds with the Spectre. He's gonna use the Radiance, and it's gone, and the gem is now picked up by Whitebeard. Almost. I think Mischief still comes out on top on this one just because of who they lost. Actually, Spectre got a lot from that. But, oh. Almost. So. And yeah, once again, folks, in chat, I see we've got some new people. I'm a new caster. I would love your feedback on how to get better. We're doing a solo cast. It's always a bit rough. I'm trying to focus on bringing up relevant points and so on. And if you're here and having a good time, thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. Blast coming out is very close to that Aghanim Scepter. So. And also, folks, I just wanted to say, let's try to be nice in chat. If we're gonna flame anyone, don't flame the players. If you have feedback for how I can improve, you should go ahead and give that. But let's try to keep the players flame to a minimum, you know. We've seen before how they do, unfortunately, sometimes hear these things, and they try their best. So, getting back into focusing on the cost, though, with what probably busted your eardrums a little bit because I suddenly got louder. IX Mike taking a lot of damage from Fluff and stuff. The Nether Strike on a long-range one, and IX Mike, can he do anything here? He's got a lot of creep support. The Invis... I've never seen. I haven't seen Shadow Amulet save someone's life in a long time, so I wasn't expecting that. It's of course going to become a Glimmer Cape on the Spirit Breaker. I wouldn't be surprised if one of their supports also ends up going a pipe just for the AA Blast when they're potentially sieging high ground. It got buffed a little bit last patch, but Glimmer Cape's of course fantastic as well, and since they're the Weaver, they are the ones with the Weaver, not maybe on Mischief thinking about having invis detection, now they'll stop picking it up, realizing Glimmer Capes will be active. And Doom, starting to work on potentially a BKB, potentially a Aghanims, could also be a Heaven's Halberd. I kind of doubt that one. I also, while the BKB does stop you from taking Frostbite damage, it's not one of my favorite items up here. I feel like an Aghanims just will tank him up, give him a bit more armor. Echo Slam onto Monkeys Forever. Can they get this kill? They can. Requiem of Souls blows him up. I didn't see if the gem popped out of him. I'm gonna have to check. Oh, I did. Witch Doctor has a gem now. Moo taking a lot of damage, but he's just walking it off. A Blast gonna miss, but they've jumped forward. There is the Enchant Totem and the Death Ward. Moo goes down. Lickety split. And I believe they got the gem out of Monkeys Forever. Yeah, a huge kill. We won't quite see it in the fight recap, although a 2.5k gold swing in favor of Mischief, but also getting the gem. I believe the cooldown on it is off for the Radiant because they bought it ages ago, but having to buy out another one means it will be on cooldown. Maybe they take a bad fight. They can't buy another gem. Weaver gets more free roam. Their map will be dewarded for Archon. So we can see this is the power of the gem. Archon previously dominating map vision, right? You can see Archon sees everything. Mischief had nothing, but now Mischief have the gem, and hopefully they can make a big play here. Suddenly this game, that's what I talked about, they're right back in it, even with a Spectre. It's a hard road, but if they can get these pickoffs, they can do it. Although Spectre did finish her hard and is now rocking 2.5k health, going in for the horn. They want to kill in fun! They're using the Winter's Curse! That is so rude! And now SF trying to do something, but these are Spectre illusions, and I don't think they're gonna find anything. They also killed off AA. And he has dropped the gem. I don't know where the gem is. It was on the Witch Doctor. Yeah, it's up top. So there it is. If the Dia can hold onto the gem, this will be great. They're sending out the courier. No, it looks like the courier is delivering items for someone right now. So yeah, and you can see this. This is when your team is like, guys, the gem, please, somebody. Oh, that's cute. You can now bounce Splinter Blast off of catapults. Hadn't thought of that one. They're going in. Even 2 heroes down without the AA Blast, but there's the BKB coming out on Moo, and somebody's gonna be taking a doom, but no, Moo wants to just get out. Winter Cold Embrace saving him up. He can't be hurt right now with that BKB, but it is about to wear off. He's taking too much damage, but the lasso coming out. Sunbee can't do anything, and now Moo is picked off by the Weaver, does use the time lapse. Sunbee pops that Aegis, and considering they were down 2 heroes, I think a fantastic team fight. Is AA gonna shoot a big blast from far away? So, not going to be the case, and Sunbee should be able to get this tier 2, maybe not wanting to fight with the Doom. I'm really surprised without the Doom on Archon. I'm really surprised he didn't just use his Doom. I know you don't want to use it on Sunbee, and maybe, oh, IX Mike going in onto Whitebeard, stopping him forward. Does he have any follow-up? He does have the Echo Slam. I'm not quite sure why he's not using it, but Death Ward, that's going to be good enough, even through the Cold Embrace with the AA Blast. We hadn't talked about that too much, but of course, Cold Embrace means the AA Blast can be set up easily on whoever it is, and Kiko taking no prisoners, going for the high ground push. They know their timing window on Mischief is low. They're just going to get as much damage on it as they can, and then I think they'll back out once the Doom is back up, and yeah, there they go. So, got over about a third of the damage on the tower in mid, and a really nice play from Mischief there. Getting some work done. But they're not done yet on Archon. Sunbee in a bit of trouble. Requiem of Souls cancelled by that break, but Echo Slam from IX Mike getting the Requiem of Souls off. They've killed one. They have a Doom. SF dies, but that's another Requiem of Souls. AA Blast, it's gonna kill a Fluff and stuff eventually. He'll tick down, but they've taken out AA. And can they get out their team? No. Yes, they had to buy back on Jo. But a nice hold outside of their base. We'll see if the net worth graph tells us exactly who won out on that team fight. Good thing Weaver survived, but so did Jo net a bunch of kills and kill involvement in that team fight. 12, 2, and 9 on Jo, and yeah, it looks like a dominant fight for Archon just because of who managed to survive. Now, True Loyalty is starting to get more engaged in these fights, but I would love to see some damage items, because that's what you need and what you're lacking. So
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And where is the gem? I believe they've lost it now. I am not sure at all where... Okay, the gem is living on the courier. So, Gem is still in dire favor. This is nice for them. I expect Radiant to buy another gem. They haven't done so yet. And this is actually really cute. I like games where buyback has been used earlier on than other people. Earlier on than other games, not people. Sometimes solo casting I trip over my words a bit. Sometimes casting I trip over my words. No excuses here. We'll get better. Whitebeard has picked up a blink dagger. This is fantastic. If they make another mistake on Archon, they could Mischief could take a Rax just because we don't have buybacks on the Spectre. But Doom should be able to farm his up very quickly, so shouldn't be a problem at all. Oh, that net worth chart. There's actually hotkeys to switch this around, but I haven't learnt them or figured out how to rebind them because I'm a scrub. I could probably do it in the console. I'll look into that, folks. Let's take a look at item pickups because I know a lot of new stuff has happened after those big intense fights. Spectre looking to be going a Manta now. It makes a lot of sense when you have Radiance. Also, there are a few things you can Manta, dodge, and can just maybe you're in a bad spot with a fissure, you Manta around, or you're about to take one of those. There's just a couple things you can Manta off. Like bugs, you can Manta dodge-ish. You can Manta dodge a lot of spells because there's a frame or two, probably more than a frame, this is not fighting games, where you're invincible. Because you're off the map in the Manta. I'm not quite sure of the technical term. Blink up on Wyvern, gonna be hitting those Winter's Curses from downtown. Monkeys Forever going in, looking for something, but they have an idea. Weaver doesn't know actually at all, does have that Lincolns of course, but Monkeys Forever has a force stop. There's gonna be the Spectral Horn. What can they get? The bounces, but the BKB pop from Monkeys Forever. Deathwood doing a decent amount of damage, but then no follow-up, and now an A lost. Monkeys Forever, if he's not careful when that BKB wears off, Fluff and stuff going in too deep. IX Mike gonna kill him off, but IX Mike takes a fall for it. Jo though, getting so low, they picked up the Spectre. He doesn't have buyback. Yeah, there's a Doom on Sunbee, but he doesn't care. BKB popped on Moo, makes him invincible. There's a gem on the deck, but all in all, killing off the Spectre. Sunbee will go down. He actually maybe should focus on Monkeys Forever. He's just still going ham. That SF took a year to die. Doom, it's pure damage. It just wasn't doing enough to... Oh, Spectre. Kill the courier. Geminate attack. Do enough damage. He has it. Where's the gem, though? Oh, bloody hell. It was on Monkeys Forever. With the Wyvern, rocking those 2 gems. They have stolen it. Yeah, they got the courier for Mischief, but no gem popped out of it, and so... Poof! Team fight that's a little bit in Archon's favor, even though they did lose their hard carry. A fantastic job by Mischief actually picking him off. I think Jo overextended, but Witch Doctor now has an Aghanims upgrade. Scepter, and this ultimate is gonna be boom boom booming all over people. I believe Look at It Go is the technical term. So... And these BKBs on Archon, I think really interesting pickup. Yes, it stops the tick down from A boss, but of course, Deathward goes through your BKB, and I know Dooms is a bit lower. He's building Shiva's God. I like it. I wonder if Mischief, in addition to these Lincoln Spheres, maybe thinking about picking up a Lotus Orb for one of their allies. Moo, maybe caught out of position, but there's Monkeys Forever backing him up. What are you doing, Kiko? You're gonna get, forced. Oh, whoa. I don't think that's meant to happen. Thank you, Reborn. Kiko taking a lot of damage. He gets an AA blast off, though doesn't hit anybody. He gets a frostbite on a few people. There's the Deathwood. Look at it go, but Winter's Curse canceling it. BKB, a Doom up on him. IX Mike desperately uses the Echo Slam, but now it's all up to True Loyalty to kill people off. He actually gets Monkeys Forever. Gem pops out of him. Is Spectre gonna haunt in? She's over here, seeing what damage she can do. I don't think she can fight up against these two. This SF is big. Batrider buys back. He doesn't have bot. Does he have bots level 2? I don't know. But here comes. He's gonna probably TP to creeps. He's already back in the fight. Requiem of Souls onto the Cold Embrace target. But Sunbee is gonna go down, and True Loyalty gonna be the only one left alive. He needs to run. They have a gem, I believe. True Loyalty trying to get away. Where is the gem? It's on Whitebeard, and they should be able to kill off this Weaver. What seemed like a great initiation. Yeah, they forced a buyback, but losing 5, Mischief may have just given up a Rax. And sorry about the knocking noises. I knocked down my power strip. So, big team fight for Archon. Not maybe as big as I expected, but they're gonna bring it back down to 0 net worth, and I didn't ever think they were out of this game, but Mischief was doing a good job of working down this experienced lead. And now, again, no tier 2s for Mischief. 1 up for Archon in that top lane, but the next big team fight where either side has healthy members might just be a tier 3 tower down. Oh, and they're going on Kiko, taking a lot of damage. There is no way out. Kiko just slowly burning down. Has an Aghanim's, but that doesn't save you. It just delays your death for a little bit longer. And so on. So, a nice little kill there. Now, I don't believe they ever actually bought a gem on the Dire. So if they do want one for dewarding purposes, they can get one. Although in this position, this ward is hard to find exactly, but this one they should easily be able to deward. You generally check that spot with sentries, and it might be a cheaper investment when you know... Oh, Fun actually has one. I guess he got one out of that engagement. Or did they just buy it? No, I guess they got one out of that engagement. Missed that. So, needing a gem no longer. And up top, what's Jo decided? I finished the Monta. This is when he has a... So Spectre is a very hard carry for a variety of reasons, but also you do so much work with so few items. I mean, this guy, he can get bots instead of the power treads. These 2 items can be replaced. You can keep a refresher and a BKB in the courier that you kind of put on you when it's necessary. There's going to be a Haunt out. They're going on IX Might. Can they find anything? There's also been a lasso. The Weaver's going down in the bottom lanes, and still they're fighting way up here. They managed to kill off 2. Where's the Death Ward to kill off Fluff and stuff? No, 1 more auto attack. No, the Winter's Curse and the BKB means they can't touch him there. And Spectre's off to the side. They still have the Death Ward. Spectre just puts her illusions into the base, and they're going to start working on this tier 3 tower. And this is what we were talking about. Weaver just not tanky enough. He actually has a shit ton of gold. So maybe Fun will come back in and do something, but right now, looking like their tower is in trouble. Mischief perhaps trying to bait them in close and make a mistake, but here comes Wyvern, and she is ready to Arctic Bone you. It's going to be down now for a while, but of course max level, the cooldown, not as long as maybe you're hoping for, and Jo is just going to stand there. I've got a heart. I out-regen this tower, especially if I make Monta tank it. So,
is under attack.
Yeah. Top also being pushed in a little bit. There's going to be some raises. Jo turning the damage onto the creep wave, and who's going to blink first? Mischief really want to wait out this buyback. They don't want to use it on Weaver because then they can have 2 fights, but Monkey's getting ready to go in, and someone popped the linkage. There they go, onto Sunbee. Is there going to be any sort of follow-up? Doom does have Doom. There it goes. Sunbee is going down. Does he have buyback? No! Nether Strike onto Fun. He's not going to be able to live to get the Death Ward off. It was a nice fissure. IX Mike locking down Fluff and stuff. Sunbee. Fun doesn't have the mana to use the Death Ward. He needs to escape. He needs to get back to the fountain, but Spectre's gonna kill him off. He doesn't have buyback. Weaver is back up in the fight, but their Rax is falling quickly. Without the SF, they don't have right-click damage because of Weaver's build, and they're all burning down to Jo. They need to do something, but they're just gonna lose their Rax here. Monkey's forever, poking his head around on the sidelines of the fight, but I think this is just Rax, and probably Archon will back out here. It wouldn't be uncharacteristic to just make the safe play, get out. You can wait for the next Roshan, which is up, folks, and just siege into their base. It looks like they actually want to do a bit more damage on bottom. Oh, SF is dead for 50 seconds. They're gonna go for it. Mischief might even call the GG here, knowing that their opportunity window has passed. It's about 45 minutes in against the Spectre, who is looking... Oh gosh, they initiate Winter's Curse and Lasso onto True Loyalty. Weaver just got... Oh, demolished, immediately uses the buyback. SF is still not up though, doesn't have any backup, and this is going to be another set of racks. They might even rotate top, because knowing Weaver has no buyback, these spells, poof. Doom should be back up cooldown by the time they're ready to fight, and Kiko just caught out of position, I think throwing a long-ranged AA blast, but looks like the last one didn't hit. Jo are going to take this tower, and it looks like we're going into a game 2. Archon up 1 game, so... Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm Llama Down Under. I'd love your feedback on how to get better. Solo casting, always hard. I'll see if I can't get a co-caster for game 2, but we will be putting you into that right quick. Feel free to give me feedback on casting on Llama Down Under on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. Got a YouTube channel where I sometimes put my VODs. I need to remember to cut them from yesterday. And I hope you all had fun. If you didn't have fun, I'll try to work on it. So I will see you shortly. Gonna be a quick break in between games. I need to refill my cup and do other human things. So going to some fantastic music. Thank you, everyone.